Hey everybody, as promised, I'm going to try to make a video for you for our Tour De Fleece week we're calling it sort of color theory / fractal spinning. But so the video officially is going to be on fractal spinning, but for our Tour De Fleece team, any sort of conscious color theory for your yarn will count for this week. But without further ado, here is my take on fractal spinning. So first thing you want to do is you need a dyed braid with distinctive color changes. So see, this one is distinctive in color change and very pretty, if I might add. This was last month's Merino Braid Club braid, and I wanted one. So this is for this braid. So the first thing you're going to do, it can be any fiber, but just a dyed braid. So the first thing you're going to do is unbraid it, which it always seems to be easier. There you go, kind of once you get it going. So unbraid your braid of roving, and now you have one big long pile of roving. So here, now I'm going to adjust the camera angle so we can see what my hands are doing. Okay, so step 2 is you want to take, I always refer to this as like splitting the snake. Start on one end of your roving and, you know, kind of eyeball it, but you want to split it basically 50-50 in half. Most braids will pretty easily do this. So, you know, just watch it, and you're going to split it, like I said, about 50-50 in half all the way down. And you want to be careful to, it's tangling up on itself, but you want to be careful to, you know, preserve the color change all the way down. Oh man, this one's really pretty. I'm excited about it. So I have now pulled my braid. So they should be identical braids as far as color changes go. So you see it goes from dark purple to this pink color and has all that in the middle. So that's one side. And then the same thing over here, it should be the identical color changes. So dark purple to pink. And so this is braid number 2. So I'm going to set it over here. So you got 2 piles. First thing you're going to do is you're going to put one pile over here where it doesn't get confused. So kick that one over there. Now on braid or half 1, section 1, however you want to call it, you're going to go through and you're going to pull this into, this is if you've taken any of my courses or followed my videos, what I usually describe as stripping out the braid. So what you're going to do with this half is you're just going to pull the fiber into long sections, but see how I'm keeping it all in one long, you know, in long sections here. I'm not breaking the color changes up. So I'm gonna pull this down, and, you know, depending on how thick or thin you want your yarn to be, you know, if you're doing bulkier yarn, then obviously leave it thicker, and if you're doing real thin yarn, then do it thinner. But pull this into long strips where you're not breaking the colors into whatever thickness that you desire for your yarn. So that's what I've done with this half. So now you take this half and stick it over here. Kick that over there. Then you get this half back. So what we're going to do here, and this is where it gets a little trickier, is put your 2 ends together, and then so you got like a loop on one end and the 2 ends together here. And this is just so you can kind of eyeball first. So then when you go to the loop and then pull, instead of pulling it apart this way, you're going to pull it apart, you know, this way. So now you've got, you know, 4 sections here basically. You've got, or actually you got 2 right now. So you got this section and this section that both, as you see, run from the dark blue to the pink. So now you got 2 sections, and now I would say let's do the same thing again. So we're gonna take one of these sections, put the 2 ends together, got a loop on the other side, and we're gonna pull it this way. Now I've got 2 over here, and then I've got, do the same thing over here. So now I got 4. I got 4 sections. So by doing this, I basically, instead of having longer color changes, I'm now gonna have shorter color changes. And if you really want to break it up, you can actually do this again. So you can take this and then break it that way. And take this and divide it right here. And then you would do that for these two. So basically, in this pile, we're going to end up with lots of shorter ribbons of fiber. And then you'll go through and you'll want to, you know, strip these out the same way, you know, the same thickness of whatever you did in pile one. But so you go through and strip out these and strip out these. And what you're going for in this section is shorter color changes. So you can have long color changes on one side and short color changes on the other side. And you can even, if you really, you know, see how these are like this pile, these two piles are kind of more pink and these are kind of more blue. If you really want to divide up your colors, you can go through and, you know, divide them up into sections more so that as you're spinning these, the color changes are happening much more frequently. So, in review, from pile A, we have these long ribbons that, you know, have long color changes. See, it's like purple, 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 and then it's kind of like, oh, pink, 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 with some yellow, and then it gets into the blues, 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 and then purple, 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 you know, so long color changes here. And then in this other, so you will spin all of this pile onto one bobbin. So spin all of these, you know, end to end. So you want, you know, long color changes. So don't be mixing up these, just, you know, spin from one end of this to the other so you get long color changes, all of this on one bobbin. And then from this pile that you've gone through and divided into smaller sections, you're gonna spin and you're gonna have like, you know, pink. And then after the pink, you're gonna have, you know, some blue. And then after the blue, you're gonna throw in some yellow. So, you know, I haven't finished doing this obviously, but this pile you're gonna spin all with short color changes.